All right, coaches, tonight we got a special guest, Coach Jimmy Whitfield. Jimmy's a good friend of mine I've known for 20 years now. We kind of go way back and kind of cut our teeth together back in single A. He's a veteran defense coordinator up in Madison County, up in the northeast part of the state in Georgia. You know, it's an honor to have him on and to have him talk to us tonight. He's going to talk about going from even to an odd front. And Jimmy will just let you jump right in and give you the pen, so to speak. So,
all right, sounds good,
Coach.
All right, can you see that?
Perfect. Go ahead, Coach.
So this is our base front. This is our even front. We're a four-man front. So this just kind of shows you where we would be on a base front. This is what I would say is if the coach doesn't call anything, our kids know this is what we're going to be in. They could call this without us even being there. But you'll see this clip, and then you'll see the next clip. You'll see that alignment out there. So we're an even front, but just going to clinics and talking to different people, I really got an interest in the odd front, the 3-3. So we started mixing in that. And I looked at a lot of different ways of doing that, figuring out which one of these guys would be best to go back. And I finally decided that the tackle, in most cases, the tackle would be basically a tackle that could just about play linebacker. In fact, one year we had a player that did that. He went from tackle, the next year he was a Mike linebacker. So that got me thinking maybe we can mix it in that way. I know a lot of people, they'll bring their rush or their weak side in, they'll bring him back. And you see that a lot of times. But I wanted to make it something where it's simple for the kids. As I say, simple for us, complex for them. And I'm big on if the kids don't know it, then we're not putting it in. And if we put something in during the week and I feel like they're confused about it, we just don't call it. It's just something that we've made sure that we're not confusing the kids and they know exactly what to do, because if they're out there thinking, they're not fast and they can't play.
Right.
So here's what we went to. We mixed it in and we moved the tackle back and then went 4-0-4, and then had the tackle. He wasn't quite at a regular linebacker depth, but he was just right behind that nose.
And
basically,
Jimmy,
the nose and the tackle.
That right there is exactly my base. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So you've hit the nail on the head right there.
I noticed that the other day. That's exactly what we call stack is a lot of people's 3-3. But also, well, each one of those is a stack. These guys would work together. These guys would work together. These guys would work together. And what we do is we just have them tap. And if he taps one way, the Mike would tap that rush. If he wants him to go this way and him go that way, he can do that, or he can do it the other way. It's up to the linebacker, whichever way they want him to tap. What that does for us is it's easy for us, complex for them. So now you got that tackle not knowing and that guard not knowing which one they're going to do. It may be the same on the next play. Next play may be complete opposite. They don't know which one's coming. But as far as the gap alignment, it's pretty simple. Nose and tackle, they're going to have A gap. And then these two are going to have B and C. Nothing to that. Also, what we did was, to me, if you're going – we're playing man here. We're playing cover. In the last one, we were in cover two deep. In this, we're in cover one. We call it gray. Blue is our cover two zone, and gray is our cover one. So we're playing man free. Corners have one. Star and strong safety have two. And then with this, we're going to fiddle that back. So if he releases here, this guy knows he can't release if that guy, or he can't blitz if this guy releases. If he sits and blocks, he's going. Obviously back here, he's just playing center field and trying to get over the top of anything that he can. But to me, when you can do a lot of different things, we call that, if we just want these two guys going and nobody else, we call it Tina X, tackle in A. So it's Tina, and then they're crossing X. If we want just these two guys to go, we call that Wham, W and M, and they would go. These guys don't like that call as much because this guy's not used to being in space. I'd rather have him down in the gaps. And then what we call most of the time would be Tomahawk X, which is T, M, W. And I always try to keep it something that kind of goes with who's going. So Tomahawk X, all three would be going. To me, it does you no good to sit and play man and ask these guys to cover if you're not sending pressure.
You're not going to get pressure.
So most of the time that we're in this, we're going to send everybody up there and we're going to play man, and hopefully we can make him throw it before he's ready. All right, so we'll go to some clips here. All right, so you can see them up front. They're just tapping and going.
Do you have kind of a game plan on that? What you're looking for each week, or are you giving them total freedom on that? As far as just the tapping and going.
No, I really hadn't. The kids like it because the linebackers like it because they can dictate where they're going.
Yeah.
But no, I give them the freedom to go wherever they want to on that. Now, some of these linebackers, they don't hit it quite as hard. And actually, this guy here, these two should be swapped. No, that's not. Sometimes you get a tackle back there that it doesn't look right. But actually, that guy's got some pretty good feet there. But basically, we're just trying to
getting a great push right there. I mean, the whole pocket's collapsed. So
as I say, we try to, you hear some coaches say, we want to confuse offense coordinator. You ain't going to confuse him. He knows what's going on. These are the ones you can confuse.
Right.
You confuse them with your blitzes. You confuse him with your coverages. That's the 6 people that you're trying to confuse there.
Exactly.
All right. On this, and here's something where the kids really get into it. We call it psycho. And this is a team that we knew they were going to throw. If they snapped it 10 times, 9 of them are going to be throws. Mm-hmm. So we knew it was going to be, we're going to have to rush the pass. We're going to have to get after him. So one day in practice, they kind of did this on their own. They said, well, let's just gang up right here. And at the last minute, let's run to where we're supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And I said, that's fine, but you better get your butt where you're supposed to be for the ball snap. But they kind of did that, and it kind of made me nervous, but they did a really good job with it. But it's the same thing. They're just kind of lining up late at the last minute. You can see he doesn't have a lot of time to throw if you do it right. They may not hit it exactly.
You're getting a push, though.
Yeah.
And how much are you jumping into this? Is it just depending on week to week what they're trying to do to you? Is it a game plan feel, or is it a back pocket?
I mean, this week it was we just knew they were throwing it like crazy, and then 2 weeks later we played another team very similar to this, and we just pulled this right back out and used it again.
Right.
But you can see the linemen, they're having to figure out where they need to be.
Yeah.
This is the even front, mixing this in a little bit. Now, this is our base stuff. Here's one thing that's kind of always drove me crazy. They come up to the line, spread teams, they freeze you, you don't jump, and then they look to the sideline, and then the coordinator up top looks and says, okay, he's lined up here. He's lined up inside. He's lined up outside. They got 2 deep. they pretty much pick you apart just by what you're in there. So what we started doing was, we call it change the picture. So when he does that, don't give him a free look. When he does that, you see them all changing. We're not giving them a time to sit there and figure out where we are. We can't control tempo, they can.
Right.
So they can go as fast or slow as they want. So we're not giving them an advantage of seeing exactly what we're in. If you notice, like this guy, this is one thing we teach. He's hiding behind him. He's not showing where he's going, because you'll see he goes the other gap. We don't want them to know, okay, he's coming here, and let them trade off blocks. We want them to not know where it's coming. So you can see them kind of hiding opposite of where they're going.
How about, I found in running this defense, and I hate to admit this, but I don't want this to be a clinic talk. I found that in running this defense, I mean, I can have a screw up in the box call as long as they bring the effort. I mean, because like you said, it's those guys up front that's got to make things right, not me. The pressure's on them now.
Yeah, and here's one of those plays. This is busted coverage. We're playing man, obviously down here at the bottom. Well, this guy runs right across here, and he's open. But with the pressure, you know, he's panicking. You can see he's open.
Yeah.
Number one receiver. And that's open.
Yeah. But you can't.
It'll
yeah.
Your screw ups kind of cover up for some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Even front, and this is just a stunt that we use. Just everybody probably uses. Tech stunt ends are looping in the A gap, and so we try to mix it up where we're sending bodies like crazy, and then we're playing 7 in coverage, but getting some movement up front.
Yeah.
By using that text call. So we try to match up what we do up front with our coverages.
Definitely.
What gets you nervous is him sprinting out, and we kind of had to back off of some of that because he could sprint out pretty well, but we want him throwing it out of bounds. Here's another one. This is late in the game. When you send all that pressure and they're having to trade off blocks and stuff like that, makes the O-line get tired. And you can start to see it. You can see it there with
total miss.
That left offensive tackle. He's just tired.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't get a soul.
Right.
He's looking at that end, and then here comes the linebacker.
Yep.
So it can wear him down. Here's end zone view. This is a run play, and you can see that tackle just runs right into daylight. You get some run throughs with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here we're even front, we're sending pressure off the edge, and we're spinning our coverage. They actually spin a little too early. I like for them to spin a little later. Show too high, and then he's going to spin. Here, he's going to come down and pick up his guy. He's coming off the edge. Also, what we do is we make a Debbie call, which is defensive end and B gap. So he's basically, instead of him coming off the edge, he's going inside so we can shorten the edge for that blitzer.
Yep. Exactly.
This kid here was real smart kid. He knew if this guy was in a 3 that he'd do a text. He'd loop around in the A gap. So you can see him telling him to run and text to get out of his way. Because if he went B gap, you'd have 2 people in B gap.
Yep.
Go one more time with spinning the coverage. Picking up man, making him throw it in a hurry. Same thing here. We're coming here. We call it ram and line. Ram from the left. Ram from the right, line from the left. Should have a Debbie call, him going there. He's coming off the edge. And it does put you at disadvantage some. Now you got a Mike having to run with a back. If he runs a wheel, you know, that should be a mismatch, but you can make him throw it quick.
But he's got to get rid of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's one. This kind of shows you, you know, you can mess up and kind of get away with it. Should have had a ram guy coming off the edge right here. Well, he didn't get it, or they didn't call it, or something. And this guy, because that guy's in a 3, he's looping into A, but there's nobody coming off the edge. Luckily, we got away with it.
Yeah.
Got a intentional grounding. Here's where we're playing 2 deep, but that tomahawk X is working real well. So I call the blitz with this, which leaves us a man short on this guy. Luckily, we got away with it. But you can see that stick route is open. But he's having to throw it so quick.
You got to get it. The timing's not there. Yeah.
And he knows, I mean, that quarterback, by the end of the game, he knows how much time he's got. And he knows he's got to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
This should be the last one. You can see we're spinning. He's coming off the edge. We're spinning coverage. We got a line call with him.
Okay.
You can see when that end loops, he actually looped in too far. He should be here and not A gap.
Mm-hmm.
When he goes this way, you can see that tackle goes with him, which shortens the edge.
Turns his shoulders, yeah.
We actually, with this team, we noticed this back, he would never look the other way for protection. So most of the time we sent him off away from the back. We can, you know, they're 2 by 2. We can call ram and send him. This is after they line up, or line and send him or him. This kid was a better blitzer, so we sent him, but most of the time we sent him off whichever side of the back wasn't on. He just overpowered the back blocking. But anyway, that's all I got. It worked pretty well for us, just mixing those two. It's once again, if this too complex for the kids, we don't put it in. But we've gotten it where it's pretty easy for them, because a lot of the calls are the same as our even front, actually. So we're going to keep doing that. It's worked better for us, I think, when we play teams that pass more than run.
Can you?
But it's definitely
have you? And I think you showed one run clip, but have you game planned on it for runs, or is it mostly your change up for pass?
It's mostly our change up for pass.
I
felt like
that's kind of my question, and I think you answered it about 5 times when you were talking. I wanted to ask you, why would you be doing this? You know, and you kept talking about simple for us, hard for them, that confusion. I mean, is that, am I reading that right? Is that why you're looking at this? Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
That really just adds another dimension. You know, like you said, you and I sitting up there in that box, we know how to block it. We know we probably can count, but you got them guys, them hogs down there. That's, you know, they got 60 fist fights a game. They gotta diagnose it mentally every play, even before they get to it. So,
yeah.
You
and
know,
I always think about, you know, if a team lined up in the same formation around the same play every time, could you stop it? Probably so.
probably.
Well, if you line up in the same defense and you do the same thing on defense, offensive coordinators, they'll figure out a way to destroy you.
They've gotten better, haven't they? It's
yeah.
little, I thought when you just let them go up there and tap, that's a great mentality, because this is not a base for you. This is a knuckle curve for you, and that I just could see kids really getting excited about that, because you're not going to put them in a situation to fail down and distance wise, because this is your changeup. And I think that goes right along with that low investment, high return, you know, philosophy. I think that's great. I mean, I think
linebackers like it because they know when they hear stack, they're blitzing. Most cases, they're coming.
Yeah. Well, you know, I sure do appreciate you coming on and sharing this with us. I think 3-5 guys could probably reverse engineer some of this stuff. And it's funny, a lot of the stuff you're doing, is very close to what I'm doing. So even some of your terminology, I think we might have used some of that stuff 20 years ago together. Some of the things I'm calling it the same way. But, you know, really appreciate you coming on and sharing this with us. So, you know, I hope to have you again in the future. And coaches, you know, don't forget to hit subscribe and like, and hit us up with questions and comments and your answers, and let us know what you think. Thanks for watching.